I have to prep for a 7-day gig coming up, which means I need to figure out exactly what gear I need, pack it away. But first I have to do a consultation call, so it's kind of like backwards because I need to bring all the gear out and set it up for this, and then I can begin packing it up. The more crew members that I meet, the better it seems to work out for my resources, for my network, for my hireability. So during this call, I had a great conversation with Osiris, who's based out of Savannah, Georgia. And if you want to make your own filmmaker meetup, I highly recommend it because it's free. You don't have to ask anyone for permission. And most importantly, it increases your resources you can call on. The biggest life improvement I've made recently is upgrading from a full-size bed to a king-size bed. Highly requested switch by my girlfriend. It's amazing. This is my new cart. If you're interested in what the size of an Adicam shipping looks like, it's 2 pretty large packages, and honestly, they're both pretty heavy, and I'm not looking forward to having that weight combined and then lifting that into my car. But I'm going to get into this whole thing. If it really does replace my Olympia cart, this thing weighs like 10 pounds and it folds up super easy. It's just not durable. And but this has 3 shelves and that one has 2. I mean, I'll do a full breakdown. This won't be a one and done type of episode. I'm going to see how it really fits in my system. And to the guy who said this is going to be the last thing that makes me switch from a tiny little sports car to a production van, it's not gonna happen. I don't want a production van. These things are heavy, but they feel really, really strong. And it says pneumatic. I don't believe these are the ones where they have air in them. No, they do. Never mind. That's what pneumatic means. There are some other versions that had foam-filled tires so that you could never need to inflate them, or they would deflate from sitting. This one definitely is an inflatable one. So I wish more products that had these types of heavy load-bearing wheels would just fill them up with foam. That would be better. And I really like how this stands up on its own. I have an idea of how this is going to fit in my car with less than the normal setup process. So put these wheels on, see if it works. Honestly, it was kind of hard to set up because I couldn't find the instructions in the beginning, but as I put it in, everything locks in nice and clean. I'm going to do a full comparison where I have the Olympia cart and this one, and I want to take it on a few jobs because I can already tell there's pros and cons to each. Some small micro adjustments. So if you wanted the Shimoda bag to transport your camera so you don't have to de-rig it, that's the reason I got it. It is not as strong as a Pelican. Like, that just needs to be known. This is more for vehicular transport. The thing is, though, is by having this amazing handle that lets you roll it, because it does have wheels, it introduces a dual rail system that goes down the middle, making the bottom uneven and also changing the depth of what you can put in there. So what I did is I cut up one of my like padding things from a different camera backpack and put it down the middle, and it fit perfectly. Then the rail is here, and then there's another one here. So my camera was still kind of like moving around. So what I did is I cut another piece from this just to make this all a little bit more even. And then I bought that little organizer. I think it was kind of expensive, maybe 30, 40, 50 bucks. And it kind of locks it in place on the side, but I need to lock it in place here so I can put these bricks and this handle right in here. And I don't want to pay for, a specific camera branded type of case because this should not be 50 bucks. So I'm going to go to Walmart and see if I can find something that can fit in there. Additionally, I might try to find different cases for my lights because the main issue I'm running into is this has 3 levels and this has 2. So how do I stack everything? I'm thinking about maybe getting some mini milk crates and just putting these things into the crate, put it in here, and that way when I'm unloading for my car, I can just grab the crates and stick them in nice uniform fashion with, if they're structurally strong, they're plastic, I can just put all of this stuff on top of it. That's my idea. I don't know if it's going to work like that. The normal milk crates are really big and won't fit in here with all the other stuff I have, but I think they have some mini ones at Walmart, and I'm going to try that. And maybe if I can do that milk crate thing, it's got an open top, I don't have to, spend the extra time opening, closing, trying to fit it in. I don't know if that's going to work, but I do need to figure out something now that I am missing a middle shelf. Here at the local Walmart, and this is their version of a milk crate. It's kind of flimsy. Vertically it feels strong, but this is too big. They do have dimensions on here, and I saw that they had a mini one, which might be too small. I wish they had like a Goldilocks version, but this one is 6 inches deep by 7 inches wide, 9 inches long. I'm thinking I could maybe put my 200X in here. I think it'd just barely fit. I measured it, it said 9 inches. And then the power adapter, the cabling, and then the 60D, that could definitely fit in here. And yeah, just kind of like this open grab style could seem nice. I can lay tripods and stands across here. Maybe 3 is the call, because I do have an extra extension cable, gaff tape. I don't know, that could work. It's not too expensive. It's oh wow, that's really cheap. Yeah, I mean, for $6, might be worth just to try. And I see there's nubs and stuff, so I think they like attach. Yeah, actually that's even better. I mean, should I even, technically it's a bin. I'm basically in the Tupperware section now. How do you know you're in Orlando? You can hear the Puerto Rican music playing. Don't misunderstand my words. I do not miss editing, but I do miss that feeling of when you are getting into a flow and you are just chopping through footage and it is coming to life. That is really fun. This is the Amarin 60D case. I'm not a fan of it. They packed it so tight that I had to rip out all of this foam, and when I did, I could actually just throw things in like a normal person, whereas before everything had to be wrapped so perfectly and fit in so Tetris that it was just eating up too much time. I ripped that foam away. It got in a lot easier. So now with this little cart setup or milk crate setup, I'm actually okay with this because it doesn't go above the height of the crate. It's somewhat simple to pull in and out, so it's it's only a couple pieces. And instead of keeping the cap on, I usually only use this with the reflector. So if I keep the reflector on, that kind of shields the chip. So I think I'm just gonna roll with this, and that should be fine. Now my idea to put the 200, this is my 200X case, that didn't really work out. I mismeasured. Just the light doesn't fit in, so that kind of ruins the whole thing. But if I just keep the stuff in there, we X this out, and now we're using these two, I should be able to fit those two in a little easier. But my new light is so oddly shaped. It's tall and kind of long and skinny that I'm just trying to figure out what is my practice going to be for loading and unloading, because I need it to be consistent and I need it to not fall out, obviously.